I can talk through another tool, which is the diagramming tool. I've used it in my research also as sort of an episode profiling kind of feature. We had just a small pilot study looking at children and the parents of those children who had undergone pediatric radiation therapy. What we're trying to do is use the data to design an intervention for those children so that they wouldn't have such a emotional response to the experience, the intake interview, the radiation therapy itself, so on and so forth. So all of these children and parents, the children had gone through that process in the past, and they were just talking through their experiences. And we were on a pretty quick timeline, as I know many people who take our courses sometimes are. That's the way the research world works. And we needed to pull out some insights and some findings in just a couple days' time. And we ended up doing exactly what Ray just described, actually, and developing a quotation inventory across our project. And then we used those quotations to create diagrams. Then we divided up the diagrams across the quotations from the parents and the quotations from the children. And all of a sudden, it was a real aha moment, probably the biggest one I've had in my research career. Because even though we were looking at physical challenges that the children faced and the parents' perceptions of their child's physical challenges, what the children were talking about was really more, I think the laser might burn me, or it was really cold in the room. They were talking about physical challenges, and the parents were really talking about psychological challenges. Like, I think my child is going to be psychologically changed forever because of this experience. I'm really worried about how they're going to kind of cope with this and things like that. And so that really instructed us, and we used that finding in and of itself to direct us to say, hey, wait a minute, we really need to think through different strategies for educating children about the process and educating the parents about the process. That's kind of an example from my work about how we can use some of these tools, both the quotation inventory and the diagramming episode profile as well mixed in there, and then come out with a very clear and very actionable direction and decision point that, again, if someone asks us, why are we doing these, different intervention materials, we can point to that finding. We can literally point to those diagrams and say, it's because the parents and the children are saying two very different things here.